Chicken teriyaki whenever I want without having to go to the shops, and I want to make this often. I start off by marinating the chicken, and the first ingredient is sake, which is a dry rice wine. I use it in cooking such a lot, and I love it in cocktails too. You can use it in place of gin to make a sake and tonic. All I need is a bit of cucumber in the glass instead of a slice of lemon. Perfect. And after the sake, I want the searing savouriness that is supplied by soy sauce. I have something of a mania for alliteration, and I should stop, but I can't. And to balance the salt, there has to be sweet. And sweetness comes from mirin, which is sweet rice wine, and some treacly brown sugar. And what this does, obviously it provides sweetness, but on top of that, the sugar here will help the chicken and its sauce caramelise as it cooks. On top of the salt and the sweet, I want heat. And the heat I want is provided by ginger. It's got real punch, and I love that. And although I am making a marinade, the chicken pieces don't have to steep in it overnight or anything. 10 to 15 minutes is all they require. And finally, a teeny pinprick of toasted sesame oil. It's a waste using this when you're cooking because the heat will destroy the flavour, but you'll really get it. There's a small amount there. You'll really taste it in the chicken. And now, beautiful tones. Although I am marinating the chicken, it doesn't need to steep all night. 10 to 15 minutes, all it needs. Quick bit of a stir. And because the flavours are so intense, you don't need a lot of liquid, even though I've got quite a bit of chicken. But because it's marinating now, the chicken will get all of that fantastic aromatic nuttiness. Now you can see that there is not an awful lot of marinade and quite a bit of chicken, but the point is the flavours are so intense you don't need an awful lot. And while the chicken steeps, I'm going to get on with my noodles. And I am moving slightly southwest of Japan with my noodles. These are Thai, these rice noodles. They're sometimes called rice sticks. They're quite short, and they're very good to eat as an accompaniment to anything with a sauce. In they go. Wow. A bit of a stir around. These rice noodles not only soften as they cook, but they swell. They're so fantastically soft and slippery. Perfect vehicle for all the gutsy flavour in the chicken. Right, back to the chicken. Heat under the wok. Now, the chicken here has begun to take on some of the colour of the marinade. I'm using thigh, which is cheaper than breast meat, has got more flavour than breast meat, and it's incredibly versatile. I've always got a packet of chicken thighs somewhere ready to be cooked in whatever way I want. Even though there's a teeny bit of sesame oil in the marinade, I want some oil to fry the pieces in, and for that, just regular groundnut oil, any flavourless vegetable oil will do. And the chicken pieces need to come out of their marinade, but they will be reunited shortly. They're quite small pieces, so they won't take long to cook. Right, let's give a bit of a stir around. Shouldn't take long for the chicken pieces to colour on the outside. But I suppose chicken thigh is dark anyway, and the meat's been tinted even more deeply by the soy and brown sugar in the marinade. At this stage, I just want the chicken to be cooked on the outside because I can cook it in the inside by braising it in its marinade. So I just need the lid on, heat down, and let the chicken simmer while I get my sugar snaps. I'm just going to add the sugar snaps to the cooking noodles. I love the combination between the slippery softness of the rice sticks and the crunchiness of the sugar snaps. Now to the chicken. Let's see if the chicken's been behaving and is cooked through. You really do need just to cut a bit open. Scissors are easy. Perfect. So although it's cooked, I want the marinade to be reduced down so I have a sticky, savoury syrup. The easiest way to do that, I think, is to transfer the chicken pieces to a bit of foil. There they go, these little morsels of flavour, and leave them in a tightly wrapped foil package so they keep warm. Perfect. There we are, and I'm going to turn the flame under the wok up really high. Because I'm impatient for one, but also I really want to see those juices bubble down and become thick and sticky and glossy. Look at that. Moments away now. So let's get the rice noodles and sugar snaps. Lovely. A garland. So on top of that platter of noodles and sugar snaps, we'll go the chicken. I'm first going to put it back in the wok. That is fantastically reduced. Real savoury syrup. The stickiness of the reduced marinade has been slightly diluted, as it should be, by the juices that collected around the chicken in their foil package. And now I have a fantastic conker shiny sauce. The chicken just needs to go on top of the noodles. Finally, I want a leafy scattering of fresh coriander. Now this is what I call an easy weekday treat.
Se não encontrar o Weeds na noite de terça, você não está ficando doido.
I don't know what just happened.
Eles estão de mudança outra vez.
A big fucking surprise.
Weeds, em novo dia e novo horário. Toda segunda, 11h30 da noite, no GNT.
Eu acho que alguém poderia ganhar um dinheirinho nessa família para ajudar aqui nas despesas.
O programa que detona tudo que é chato na TV e na vida está de volta.
Você voltou!
Em junho, o Viva vai produzir 4 novos episódios deste sucesso.
Surpresa! Vamos arrasar na telinha!
A partir de 11 de junho, 8h30 da noite, não perca esse reencontro histórico de Sai de Baixo.
É base. É protetor. É base. É protetor. É base. É protetor. É base. Protetor. É base. Protetor, hein?
Com licença, você deixou cair seu protetor.
Eu não disse.
Spectra Bante, proteção solar diária com cor de base. Sua pele protegida com um tom uniforme. Spectra Bante, pele bonita hoje e saudável amanhã.
É base. E protetor.
Chegou a hora de conhecer tudo sobre a pintura do nosso país. Coleção Folha Grandes Pintores Brasileiros. De Cavalcante, Tarsila do Amaral, Portinari e grandes mestres em exposição na sua casa. Todo domingo um livro por R$ 18,90. Colecione.
Homem que fica dando em cima de tudo quanto é mulher é a coisa mais ridícula do mundo. Não dá pra suportar uma coisa dessas. Chefe realmente é uma situação muito complicada, entendeu? Porque existe uma situação hierárquica. O cara não pode dar em cima de você. Você já tá num lugar que, assim, sabe, vai ser constrangedor. O que você vai fazer? Não dá, um cara desse merece ser sacaneado, não é possível. Alguém tem que fazer alguma coisa.
I can't tell you what a relief the invention of digital photography has been for me. It used to be very embarrassing for me when you had to go and get your photographs developed, because I would know that the person developing them would be so horrified that all I had given him was a lot of pictures of fruit and veg and some meals I'd eaten instead of pictures of my lovely children.